Hello everybody. Check 1 2. Hello everybody. Give me 1 second here to get everything live. Make sure I am live. Switch account. Mind's eye. Noel Lee Willis. Okay, I'll probably get me content strikes here. Okay, let's get to YouTube. And see if I am live. Live now. Excellent. Okay, so apparently I'm live on my channel. Let's see if this works. Okay. Okay, so, alright, so there's the echo. And I don't think I want to do that, though. That might freeze it up. So let's just go back to YouTube. Ooh. That looks good. Checking my previews here. Hello, everybody.
As a music producer...
Oh, sorry, there's Rick Beato. I don't know why my mouse is not working to click the right things. Oh my god. My mouse double clicks things. I think it's a virus on my computer that I don't know how to get rid of. But anyways, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel live. I'm just going to get started here and not wait for people to show up because I haven't been live on my channel in 8 million years, and I would imagine that people have all but given up on this channel. And hopefully not. I have this rare, fortunate time to be home. This is my last day. I could get called at any moment to hop in a truck and drive away to pick up a load. Just to catch everyone up who doesn't know what's going on, I took a job that finally makes me some money, and that's driving freight around the country, meaning I spend most of my time living in a van that delivers freight around the country. Sounds weird, but it's a job that pays pretty good. And so if you want to know more about that, see Rookie Van Expediting. That's another channel I have where I ramble about some of that stuff, but another channel I've neglected. Anyways, so that makes it so I can't really make videos, although I have bought a computer. Now that I'm home, I'm bringing my camera with me so that maybe I can get some videos produced in the van. However, they won't be double screen like this. Handy dandy double screen. So that's why suddenly I'm just back live on my channel, and I didn't really have a lesson topic today, but I wouldn't have forgiven myself if I got back out on the road, which is supposed to be sometime today, and didn't at least go live. I had no time to sit and make any kind of lesson. So as you can see here, I don't even have a lesson planned today. So what I thought I would go over is just kind of what I've been doing lately to jazz up my noodling here and my guitar noodling. And so I'll show you a little harmony trick that I've showed you before, but we'll go over some kind of newer things about it. So let me draw it out for you here. Kind of make it clear. There's two shapes that you kind of want to know about that I will suddenly kind of pop into when noodling around in regular scalar type of lines. Kind of runs its course. You can keep the interest in your solo by using this little two box shape that runs the length of the fretboard and covers the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do scale. As you can see here, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And the reason I started there is because this one sounds the best to my ear as the one. So I'm going to draw down here. Maybe I'll start down here. I'm going to draw this shape again right there, and I'll show you how it's 7, 1, 2, 3. Let's draw our scale. It always goes a scale of notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is always 1, 2, 3. Then you don't skip a note. 4. That brings that tension to the middle of the scale, creating a key, which makes a pattern. It makes a key. And so you got that there. So then at the top, then we have a 3. We have a 2, 3, 4. Now, if we do the same thing at the top here, but we start with 2, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5. We skip 1 for 6, skip 1 for 7. 7 is always next to the 1, and then 2. You can see that we've got the same exact pattern down here that we have up there. We have I call this the small cage and the big cage. You can see I identified the cage walls, which are straight with the blue marker, and the animals inside with the green marker. One cage has one animal, one cage has 2 animals. And this is like the primary cage because that has the 1 in it, and that has these other 2 in it. And you can consider these are like minor shapes and these are like major shapes, and I'll show you more about that in a bit. And as you can see why that would be considered, what my ear hears is the top as the 1, and you've got a 3, that's a major chord, and then you've got a 4 and a 2 there, kind of something suspended, but it works as a 2. The 3 is hanging out with a 5 of the scale. The 4 is hanging out with a 6, the 5 with a 7, the 6 with a 1, and the 7 with a 2. So you can also kind of hear this as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It doesn't sound as strong to me, but there's the 1. You're starting at the 1 on using the lower string of the harmony as the root. Let's hear that real quick. Not that. Alright, so starting with this shape, with the root on top, we'll definitely hear, and it'll be the key of D. So I'll start here. You'll hear it here. I'll end on a D chord, your classic open D chord. So once again, starting from this green animal here on the let's get the camera here. That's a terrible camera angle here. This is the 3rd fret, and this finger is on the D string at the 4th fret. So we have B string, 3rd fret, D string, 4th fret for that shape, and then we're going into that shape. Now let's try it from this the blue wall right here at the end and see how that works. We'll let's see, what will that be if we do this. Hold on a second. I did that wrong. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Sorry, playing it all wrong. Well, let's see. What note would that? Let's pick the same D. So where's a D on this? Well, that's here. Let's get a better sound going here. Wait a minute. Screw that up. Okay, anyways. That's actually, if you start here, that's actually this. It's the same note, so it just doesn't sound as good. I don't think starting from there. So here we are in D again. And that might be my call to work. So hold on. Anyways, I think starting from here sounds better. Let me give a quick check to just see that I'm not being called to work. Very good. Good to go. Hold on. Don't jinx me, lol, not yet. Alright. Now you know my text. To me, it always pulls up to this one as the do. So, anyways, but here is. So, another harmony aspect you can put in there is put in your 3-note chords from these strings. Sorry for the bad playing. What I just played was this shape of things. Where are we going to put that? Let's put that here. Let's put that here. Now, putting 3 notes on the D, G, and B strings, there's a certain shape to that. I believe this also works on the. I don't know if it works anywhere else. Anyways, it's a neat little 3-shape thing that is just chordal. It works to fill in your sound a bit. So you're basically using pieces of chords, and this, of course, would be like a 1, 3, 5. Is that right? Right. Haha, I got it backwards. That would be a 1, a 3, and a 5. So 1, 3, 5. There's the next one, and the next shape, and it takes some little memorization, but because it's a little different than this one, it can be kind of confusing to kind of place it quickly if you're, you want it on the next beat. The way I always do it is I take my eye and I use the octave from this. This note is always the bottom note of the next shape. So you go here and you go down an octave, and when you're on the D string, the octave to the B string isn't a typical shape like this. The typical octave on the guitar is this. So you go down 2, and you go here, and there's your next shape. There's your 5. Oh, I'm sorry, there's your 1. My bad. Above a 1 is always a 5. That leaves out the 3 right there. And then we've got the 3. It's going to be right here of the next shape. And you can see it's lining up. The bottom is lining up with our other scale here. And this one is just going to be a simple straight up wall. Just include that note for basically the 3. 1 is always on top of the 3, and the 5 is always on top of the 1. So can include that. But here's the weird thing. Remember, your 1 is right here linked up with this note. And what note is that? That's the 4. And if you go to your guitar fretboard, and we consider this the D, so that note is the what? D. This is making the bottom shape of a G bar chord. Get this camera over here, I think. So I kind of got this tube in the way here, which is making everything clumsy, but maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do this. There we go. That's a little better. So now we can see the bar chord shape. See the nut there, so you know what fret I'm on. Well, that's these 3 notes at the bottom. This is the piece of a C-shaped chord, and this comes from Cage. That would be, that bar shape is the basically known as the E shape, because it's like in open voicings. It's that shape, so we've got that's the same shape as a C chord, so they call that the C in Caged. And of course, so we can even think about that note right there as a possibility. And then as you can see here, there's that power chord looking shape, which is the major chord. This falls right where a G power chord on the 5th, G major chord on the 5th fret would, I'm sorry, on the 5th string at the 10th fret would go this weird penis thing right there. Sorry. So I get that out of the picture. Oh, that makes it worse. And there, right there. Okay. So let's switch scales here now. Oh, so one other thing I'm going to tell you. So that we were talking that made the G chord. Now, what's G in D? And we can know that easily by just looking at our fretboard. Here's D, here's G. We know that straight up and down is always a 4. 1, 1, 4, 5. So G is the 4, A is the 5, and D is the 1. So in that regard, we have this. If we put the shape here, we have it as a 4, even though it's on the 1 there. We'll consider the 1 of the actual chord is on the 4. So okay, so now if we, in this shape, if we mount it between this blue box and this blue box, we'll take this, all these shapes just move up, and we could play that shape in between the blue boxes here, and that would give us the 5. And if we connect it to the blue box here, we got the 1. So you're basically using these all 3 blue boxes, except this box. This is the, I guess, the one that you just I don't know, what would that be? That would be 2, and your 2 chord is not major, so that so you can see how something sounds amiss there. But if we go, just don't play that note because it's not in the scale. So anyways, you would just play 2, 1 in that note, or this, that you could do. Anyways, you can fill in this row here if you want to know like what are the scale tones in between. If you want to know like those, you can see 3, 4, 5. It would basically be as shown here: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. What do you know? Pretty neat stuff, huh? So let's incorporate all that into some noodling then, and I'm going to use Lydian. Now, how do we do, let's do E Lydian. So this will all move up to, basically, if that's D, then E is going to be here. That would be E major. Wrong. So we want E Lydians. We don't have to figure it out like this, but just to kind of walk you through this, what would E Lydian be? Well, if E's a 4, we can think, oops, sorry, I'm always off the page here. We can think 3, 2, 1. It's one freehand way you can, if you got paper around and you can't do this in your head, you can figure out a, what's the 1 if E is the 4, but all you'd really have to just do is get your guitar fretboard, find the E. What's the 1? B. That should work out here. B, C, C sharp, D. So then that would be D. This would be something fucked up there. Oh, because that's not B. A, B, C. That's the 5. So the 4 be A. My bad. So E. A is the 1, A, then B, then, screwed this up again. This is not the way I would try to figure this out. But anyways, E, we want E Lydian. So E is the 4. So if we work backwards and stop trying to just, well, first of all, okay, we can do it like that on paper, but let's do it on the guitar here. So E is the 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. B, like I thought I had originally said. So B, then C, then C sharp, D, then D would be in an off note. Wasn't that? How does it? D. Oh yeah, D sharp, E, and then E. Sorry. So it would be B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Sorry. To get to E Lydian in the key of B. But we don't have to do that. We don't even have to figure any of that out. It would just be automatic. I'll show you the easiest way that I do it. But just wanted to kind of show you how it all works out. So you could like do it on your fretboard. You could count backwards and go, okay, B. Just so now we're going to do the key, B in the key of B. But even easier than that, we'll come back to this page where I'm going to be. I know the basics of my fretboard are this: a square of notes, and the interval sequence is 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So Lydian is what? Lydian is our 4, right? Because Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. All right, so Lydian's our 4, so we want to place that over our E notes, right? So now we have this square shape over our E note. Now, where can we do that pretty easily? We've got an E at the bottom of the square. So we don't want to use the top string because we want to visualize the whole square really quick. Well, where's the E on the bottom string? Well, that's pretty easy. It's the 12th fret. So right there, we've got it. And I know already from just fooling around a little bit, you'll memorize this kind of quick. You don't even need to fill out all these note names. I just know this shape. This shape, if I put that on the bottom of my fretboard, there's a pentatonic shape right there. So let me draw this now over here. So let's get nice and clear here. We'll go here. All right, so I'm going to show you one more thing with the pentatonic here. So I know that I've got this shape at the bottom. There's my E note is going to be right there. My E Lydian tone. My pentatonic comes up from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's the back wall of what I consider my Dorian shape. I know this in two ways. I know this is part of my Dorian shape, but I know the square always repeats diagonally, and the corners touch unless you're doing the G to B string shift there. Then there's that gap that creates that wide octave that we talked about earlier. So there, I've got a whole big part of the shape built in, and as is above, so is below. We've got a half square up here to copy the E string down there. That means that we've got our square right here. And I don't know if you guys know this, but some of you beginners out there, some of the pros will know, some of the beginners won't, but right there, I consider this my Phrygian shape, and this kind of overlapping my Dorian shape. Dorphy. So here is a play down this shape, which is considered on its own a Phrygian shape, and that's because that note right there in the scale is the 2. So Phrygian is 3, right? So that's why this is Dorian. That's on the 2, and that's on the 3. The square always has a 1 right there, and the 4 right there. So that's why that's 4 is on E. So we have 1, 2, and 3. If you start a scale on the 3, that's why that's called Phrygian. Let's play through it. So if we were focusing on that E flat, we'd be playing in Phrygian, but we're going to be focusing on the E. It's always the root note playing out that makes, in case you're wondering, like, wait a minute, if you just got confused, like, wait a minute, you're saying Phrygian, but we're playing in Lydian, how does that work? How can you use two different scales? Well, these are just ways to name the scales. It just so happens that, and it makes sense if you understand it all, that why they would use the same exact names, but on one hand, you're playing in one mode, but you're using a scale with another modal name. It's because of the notes that they start on. But like I'm saying, we want to play in Lydian. What that is about, that's not about these scale shapes. These scale shapes all exist in the major scale. They're just definitions of certain patterns. The reason one of these will come out, the way you can make any one of these sounds come out of the scale using all the patterns is because of the root note. Whatever root note is shining through. So, for example, if the 1 shines through, that's Ionian. But what I mean by shining through is ringing at the bottom. So that's what I'm gonna do in a few minutes to get the note playing, or to get the modal sound. I'm gonna put a drone note. I have my freeze pedal here, but I'm actually going to be using, it's much easier and sounds better to use my keyboard here. I'm going to sustain a low keyboard note, a bass note on the keyboard. And if I sustain the 1, it's Ionian. If I sustain the 2, it's Dorian. If I sustain the 3, it's Phrygian. But you can just consider you're playing the major scale. But if you want to name these boxes, let's not get lost in that. So I'm just worried that people get confused and start getting lost and stuff. So I want to tell you something here. Now, see this Dorian shape right here, which is just, let me block that out here. So it's just... That was this. Okay. Right here and right here is something cool and special. Oh, sorry. Remember that pattern from the lion and tiger from the cages there? Well, this is your one. Your one is always on the Phrygian shape. So now I know where that pattern exists. Now remember with music theory, let's say you, for some reason, your ear thought it's, you moved this, you didn't do what I said here, and you jumbled this around, and you thought it sounded good. Well, that's okay. But this is the general theory here. This will work no matter wherever you have your Dorian shape, you have your single cage and your double cage there. And it just repeats and repeats. So, for example, if I got back to, after this one is the one cage repeats, there's my Phrygian scale an octave lower. So, and the neat thing about it is, right down below, as you can see here, there's no other notes in between there. Well, the blue shape, actually, you could think about it down here and down here. You're in between, but you're in the other blue cage, so it would be the 1 here and the 2 there. So for example, I'll just draw it like this. You'd have your your 1 there. Can you see the shape happening? And then here you'd have your 2. And then you'd have your cage shape again here. Pretty neat, huh? So let's try all that and see how it sounds riffing around. Some weird brass sound happening. Why it's not sustaining. E always sounds good and evil. I mean, we can always make it that minor sound. I actually employed another concept there that I thought I'd interrupt and talk to you about really quick. If you can, just to kind of accentuate the Lydian sound, I started playing first minor pentatonic with the E. Lydian is a major mode, so it'll sound completely different and happier than that. So that's why I wanted us to really highlight the contrast by starting with a minor mode, which uses the minor third. But to transition to the Lydian mode while kind of being deceptive about it and just kind of blossoming into it, I used combination tones. So what I did was, first I was minor, pentatonic. For a second I played this note with this note, which was natural minor. Sorry. Kind of serious and kind of boring to me. Sorry for the phone noise. Then I knew that I wanted to have my transitional notes available, so I switched it to Dorian, which means just switching this one note at the 13th fret up to the 14th fret, which was this. A little bit more interesting minor to me, and it's a little happier than plain old Aeolian minor, so... But these notes, these two notes right here are shared with the Lydian mode, with the notes of the other scale going in Lydian. So I focused on those two notes for a second, and then went out using the in my mind's eye. I changed my pattern. I just basically shifted Dorian down from here. You see the squares right here, and I put the square down here. And I did that by going. Now that I'm on that note, there, now I'm in. So just by using those two notes, I transitioned from minor to major. Let's do that. I'll transition, and then I'll get into my harmony noodling there. Okay. What I employed there was some string skipping. To break up the scalar, things like that, which are pretty predictable. Dyads. Bends. Let's transition. Well, let's get into Dorian first. There, I added in my Dorian note. I've got the listener's ear. Into Dorian, I can hammer on a little bit. Let's transition. There's my transition notes. There, I hit that to give you the major note, major third of E. Scale, Phrygian scale shape. Because it gives me this note, which is the key to a Lydian sound. Now up here I'm thinking in my Aeolian shape. But it's gonna sound Lydian because the 4 is playing in the bass. I'm back up to Dorian. I knew I hit a wrong note, so I slid down. So let's go into harmony. Now, as I said before, I'm in the Dorian shape, so I'm actually, if I'm in Dorian, I'm right here. The cicadas outside just kicked up. They seem to kick up every time I play an E Lydian, which I think is kind of neat and cool. So, here's my Dorian, my Dorian scale. Hit some wrong notes there, but I'm in this shape. Thinking about that right now. As I'm playing over the Phrygian, now I'm moving across my Dorian in the 2 blue shapes. Now I'm down into this shape here. Pentatonic. And then the last thing I thought was doing some Eric Johnson 5s that I cannot play remotely as fast. But also, not doing myself any favors by kind of supporting the guitar as I'm playing it. If you want to play fast, I have a horrible habit. I'm not wearing a strap, as you can see, so I'm trying to support the guitar while I'm playing it, and that will be one definite. One thing I learned that keeps you from playing fast, clean and fast, which I still can't do anyways, even if I support the guitar. So if you enjoyed that, that was all. And then I never went into my triad chords. Let's try it again. Let's add some of those in there too. Time for some of those chords. Here's the 4. 5, 4, 5, 5, the 1 of the parent scale. See, it still sounds cool. See that C shape is in the Phrygian. One, the B, is kind of in between Aeolian. I messed that up. Oh, no I didn't. There's the 4 again, 5, 4. And all the shapes will work like that. I screwed that up. pushing off of there. It's neat the way those plug in together, the 4 and the 5. So there's this shape, 4 and 5. Now if I just go down 1 fret, I can get this shape, 4 and 5. 5, 4, 5, 4. Now I'm going to get this shape next by going down 1 fret. Considering this note was down 1 fret from that note, the 3 is down from the 5. And I've got 5, 4, 5, 4. And now I take this note and right above it, put this note from that shape. What did I play there? I thought so. And I ended up on the 1. So see how that kind of pulled your ear to the 1? We'll go 4, 5. Whoops. 4. Sorry. 4, 5. 4, 5. Oh my god. 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5. Sort of pulled me there. I wouldn't say it was a perfect resolution, but it had a moment. So that's all a lot of new stuff you can put into your noodling if you're kind of got through, let's say you've mastered through my channel that whole, this was old school news to you, how to hook up the the modes all across your fretboard, and you've been noodling and you've wanted to expand on your noodling with little chordal stuff, which could lead into you memorizing your chord tones all over your fretboard. And chord tones are where it's at when it really comes to soloing over chords, chord soloing, and getting into the basics of like bebop style jazz, which is way out there for most of you, because I think that because it's way out there for me. But apparently you're going to use a lot of chord tone soloing to get through changes, fast changes, and that kind of jazz. So, and this is where it's at. Those are your chord tones. I mean, it doesn't really get any more complicated than that. There's your 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3. And this is all caged. All that is caged. So if you consider, there's your E string. So that would be the E shape. You consider it the E G shape because or ED because caged, right? So you've got another note down there. Obviously that'd be your high E, low E. There's your E. And then you'd have your D shape right there. So this is, from there to there is like your D. And from there to there is your E. So you've got E. And you've got D shape. And halfway from your... they all blend into each other. So one neat thing you got to learn about the guitar is like you always feel like when you get in one shape, your next shape is somewhere else, but you're usually connected to the next idea. So for example, C is using the top notes of that D, so we're just going to put the C kind of overlap in there. There's your C, and then overlap in there's into there, starting from into your C is your A, and then that is the wall that you know as the open strings in your G chord. So G, C, A, G, E, D, because after that is your, or an octave down, and we should count 13 to there. So if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, 12. I'm not sure something went wrong there, but yeah, that would be 12, right? So something went wrong. Did I do that right? Well, in between somewhere in there, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Something went wrong somewhere. Where did we go wrong? That don't make no sense. I hate when this happens. There's just some little sleight of hand here, and it's making everything a little screwy. But basically, I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do it like this. Let's add C, D, E, F, G, A, B. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. C, where are we missing a note? Where did we screw that up? You guys are probably seeing it before me. Oh. No, not right there. What the hell? That's in 2112 there. Anyways, we're not going to go there right now. Oh, I see where right here's where we messed up. So you guys probably caught that before I did. There is, that would be there, and then all these would be right here. That's bad news. So anyways, not there, not there, not there, and not, oh, and not there. So you'd have that. And then we would have our 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our octave. Alright, well, I think that brings me to a close. And just so I can be satisfied that gave everybody one lesson before I had to hit the road. And if for some reason I don't get a load out tonight, then I promise. That's a bad thing. I'm not gonna promise because I probably won't. Because I probably won't because I'm going to be. I'll probably camp out. More than you guys need to know about my private life, but I have a storage area where I keep some hot rod cars, and maybe I'll just camp out there in preps to get a load tomorrow. So I might not be back here at my apartment. I might be just, basically packing up, saying goodbye to the apartment, because no sense in coming back this way. But maybe not. We'll see. I think I'm gonna run an errand, and if I get done with that, maybe we'll come back and go live again or do something. Right? Or maybe I could even get a start on how to use my laptop to make a real recorded lesson. That would be kind of cool too. Alrighty. With that being said, I'm gonna let everybody go. I'll check my channel real quick, see if I got any watchers or comments. I don't think I do. To be honest with you, I have no. Okay, why is that on my channel? What is that doing on my channel? That is weird. Okay, so I have to work on why strange atheist videos are showing up on my main page. It doesn't make any sense. Hopefully, it's just something I see. I have no idea. Okay, um, we'll I have to. I have no idea. Okay. Anyways, my friends, that's it for the broadcast. So thanks for watching, and if you like to donate, I'll try to put in the description a PO box so you can send something more legitimate than trying to pay PayPal. That doesn't work. I have a Patreon page too, but I don't know what's going on with that. So, I'm like, wow, great. You're going to get donations because you made it vague and ambiguous for everybody. So, anyways, I'm just rambling on here. I don't know what's going on. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And leave me a comment. Let me know what needs to be done